In the world of automobiles, there is no shortage of dream-worthy models, from glistening supercars under the sun to meticulously maintained classic cars. However, there exists a shadowy and equally intriguing corner: abandoned cars. Today, we will delve into the stories behind these once famous vehicles that now lie silently, covered in dust and overgrown with vegetation. Join us on this journey of surprises as we uncover the forgotten secrets of these cars. The mysterious Châtillon car graveyard in Belgium is a remarkable place where hundreds of abandoned cars have rusted for over 70 years. The exact origin of this graveyard remains a mystery, but it is believed that these cars were left behind by the American military after World War II. Despite ongoing speculation about the origin of these vehicles, the Châtillon car graveyard has become a popular tourist attraction, drawing numerous photographers and filmmakers. A 1961 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster was found in a garage, having been abandoned for over 40 years, yet remaining in remarkably good condition. Through a video, we witnessed the meticulous process of restoring this car. The team of experts carefully disassembled, cleaned, and repaired each part of the vehicle, restoring it to its original beauty. The result of this process is truly spectacular. The 300 SL Roadster looks incredibly impressive, with its familiar lines like gull-wing doors and a powerful engine. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime discovery for classic car enthusiasts. The sight of abandoned Nishitetsu buses in rural Japan has become a symbol of population decline and the reduction of public transportation in these areas. These forsaken buses evoke a sense of nostalgia and the passage of time, inspiring photographers and artists alike. Their haunting presence also sparks numerous theories about the history and reasons behind their abandonment. A notable discovery involved classic American muscle cars found in a warehouse in the Midwest. The collection included rare models such as the Plymouth Superbird, Dodge Charger 500, and Dodge Daytona. Estimates suggest that the warehouse find could be worth millions of dollars due to the rarity and condition of these vehicles. The Superbird alone has been valued at over $1 million USD. The 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona is indeed a rare and highly coveted muscle car. With only 503 units produced, they have become a passion for many collectors. One such 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona was discovered on a farm and auctioned for $90,000 USD in 2016. Despite its poor condition at the time of discovery, this find was still considered valuable due to the car's rarity and historical significance. Rescuing and restoring abandoned 1955 Ford Fairlane is no small feat. This car had been left neglected and almost beyond use. However, its new owner invested time and effort into refurbishing and revitalizing it. The 1946 Chevy Superior school bus with 7 windows has become an icon of popular culture, used by artists and filmmakers to capture unique experiences. It served as the primary transport for the Merry Pranksters group during their Kool-Aid acid test (LSD) experiments in the 1960s. This bus also notably appeared in the film Into the Wild, becoming a significant backdrop for the story of a young man who abandoned civilization. An old international truck abandoned in the middle of a dense forest, severely damaged, is a testament to the durability of materials used in its construction. Depending on the materials involved, a vehicle can take a considerable amount of time to completely degrade. Robust materials like iron can take over 100 years to break down, whereas cheaper vehicles might deteriorate within 20 years. Despite being abandoned in the forest, the old international truck can still be started and driven, albeit for a short period. This achievement is impressive for a vehicle left in such a forgotten state. In a quiet forest, there exists an astonishing forest of forgotten cars, where over 300 abandoned classic cars are concentrated, spanning diverse models from French brands to Mercedes. Deep in the Assiniboine forest, 3 additional vintage cars have been discovered, including a 1938 Ford and a late 1940s Mercury. Hidden behind the Opel Olympia and Loch Va in Scotland are intriguing stories waiting to be uncovered. The Opel Olympia, a popular German model produced from 1935 to 1970, likely holds undiscovered pieces of history. Meanwhile, the serene beauty of Loch Va also conceals historical treasures waiting to be explored. Could there be hidden connections between this car and the geographical location waiting to be found? On quiet roads, hidden in the darkness of dense forests or covered by the dust of time, abandoned cars lie still like silent witnesses of a bygone era. Rusty doors, shattered windshields, and wheels sunken deep into the ground create a scene that is both nostalgic and eerie. Each car carries with it a mysterious story, an unfinished journey waiting to be uncovered. Join us as we step into the world of abandoned cars, where dreams and memories still echo in the night. In a secluded corner of the parking lot, a 1955 GMC truck sits abandoned and forlorn. Its silver paint is peeling, revealing a rusty body and deep scratches. Despite its condition, the truck still exudes the classic beauty of a legendary era of trucks, serving as a reminder of the cherished values of the past. Under the scorching summer sun, a solitary shadow lies still on the damp ground. It is the Datsun 100A, once a symbol of glory. The faded paint and spreading rust have taken over its body. The flat tires rest against the ground. The shattered windows and interior components are damaged and corroded over time. Wild bushes have grown around the car, covering its entire body. The buzzing of insects and chirping of birds can be heard all around. Once the pride of many families, the Datsun 100A is now just a shadow of the past, forgotten and isolated in the passage of time. A Ford Cortina lies abandoned under the scorching sun. Its faded, rust-covered body shows wear inch by inch, with flat tires and nearly bare wheels. Inside, the cracked dashboard and tattered seats are coated in dust. The steering wheel is rough and the gauges are erratic, exuding a heavy, musty smell. Once glorious, the Cortina has become a relic of the past, waiting to be revived with a breath of new life. The 1947 Hudson truck had been abandoned for a long time, but after much effort, he succeeded in restarting its engine. This was a significant achievement, as old, neglected vehicles often face numerous issues when attempts are made to restart them. This is the story of a 1963 Buick Riviera found in a rusted condition at a junkyard. At first glance, the car appeared to be just a heap of scrap metal with its faded maroon and silver paint. However, car enthusiasts recognized its hidden value. The 1963 Buick Riviera is highly regarded for its value. Classic car owners believe that, if perfectly restored, this car could sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It truly represents a worthwhile investment for those who appreciate and understand the value of classic cars. Standing before the 1964 Ford Fairlane, one can see it slowly fading into oblivion. The paint is faded, the rims are rusted, and dust covers the entire body. The muscular lines that were once admired are now just a memory. Perhaps it was once someone's pride, carefully maintained and driven on winding roads. But as time passed, this beloved car was abandoned, silently waiting for the day it will be revived. Spread across the Casa Grande area in Arizona is a massive junkyard and graveyard for old cars. This place preserves countless cars from many decades ago, creating a unique and impressive spectacle. Dubbed the Desert Yard, or Old Car Cemetery, this location attracts car enthusiasts and photographers alike. Here they can explore and capture striking images of thousands of cars, ranging from classic vehicles to abandoned wrecks. After being restored, the Volkswagen Käfer underwent a complete transformation. With the Air-Ride air suspension system, it not only has an impressive appearance, but also performs better. Now the car exudes extreme personality. The air suspension system allows the driver to easily adjust the ride height from the lowest setting to show off its stance to a higher setting for driving. Soviet classic cars are vehicles produced in the Soviet Union from the 1920s to 1991. These cars are known for their durability, simplicity, and unique designs. Some famous models include the Gaz Pobeda, Moskvich 400-401, Volga Gaz 21, and Lada Riva. Soviet classic cars were often designed to operate in harsh conditions and on rough roads. They typically featured simple engines, robust suspension systems, and good off-road capabilities. Many models were produced in large quantities and were widely used in the military and other industries. The Mitsubishi Minicab Y55 seems abandoned. It stands quietly in an open area, its old blue tarp covering the body. Perhaps it was left here long ago, forgotten amidst the desolate surroundings. There are no signs of an owner or any activity around it. The vehicle appears like a forgotten relic, gently fading into oblivion as time passes. I suddenly remember the Plymouth Fury, a legend in American automotive history. When it was new, it was stunningly beautiful and ran smoothly, captivating its owner. But now, that car sits abandoned. This memory is filled with nostalgia, but it also carries the inevitable sadness that comes when something we cherish fades with time. This is the story of a Moskvich 408, a classic Soviet car that was restarted after lying dormant for 19 long years. It's truly a marvel that this vehicle still exists and can be brought back to life despite the passage of time. Undoubtedly, the process of restarting this car was far from simple. How much effort, time, and patience were poured into bringing it back to life? How many obstacles did the owner have to overcome to test drive and check if the car was still operational? This story shows that even things that seem outdated and useless can be revived and reused if we dedicate the necessary passion and effort. The abandoned classic Ford camper van in the serene countryside is a precious relic of a bygone era. Its vintage lines, faded paint, and distinctive features of a distant time are still evident on its body. Despite being abandoned and heavily damaged, it exudes a nostalgic and romantic charm. Looking at the camper van, one can imagine adventurous trips, peaceful moments with family and friends on country roads. It is like a vivid painting of a past era when camper vans were a popular means of travel, creating beautiful memories for many families. Standing in front of the old, dilapidated building, I suddenly noticed an abandoned car lot nestled amidst overgrown weeds and debris. These foreign cars seem to have been left here for a very long time, covered in dust and rust. Some cars have doors open, giving the impression that their owners hastily departed, leaving them to languish and be forgotten. Faced with this eerie scene, I feel curious yet somewhat concerned. Are the owners still in contact with these cars? What are their intentions with these abandoned assets? How will these cars be dealt with? Deep within a desolate forest in England lies an immense abandoned car cemetery, with hundreds of cars worn out by time, rusted, and decayed. These cars span various makes and models, from classic to more modern vehicles, creating a raw and mysterious landscape. Over time, nature has begun reclaiming the car cemetery, with dense vegetation growing unchecked, engulfing the cars. The encroachment of lush greenery paints a primitive and enigmatic scene, adding to the mysterious allure of this place. Billkirkogården Kyrko Massa is a large land plot in Röjd, Sweden, home to around 150 scrapped and variously decayed car bodies. It's a unique tourist destination where visitors can explore old cars, learn about their histories, and experience the mysterious atmosphere of this car cemetery. This is a video about an abandoned car yard discovered in Belgium in September 2022. Old, neglected cars left in a desolate area create a scene that is both lively yet bleak. These abandoned cars represent abandonment, neglect, and the decline of a bygone era. They are traces of the past, untold stories and memories slowly fading away. The video offers a fresh perspective on these mysterious hideaways where old cars find their final resting place. The abandoned cars create a scene filled with antiquity and desolation in Belgium. We can see old-timer cars in ruins along ancient roads. Cars from the 1970s still lie abandoned, bearing witness to the passage of time. These images depict the loneliness and decay of these vintage cars, once proud to roam the roads of Belgium. Under the dark forest canopy, abandoned cars lie scattered, covered in moss and weeds. The car bodies are rusted, windows shattered, and tires flat, creating a haunting and gloomy scene. These cars, trucks, and specialized vehicles appear like forgotten ghosts, lying silently in the depths of the forest, isolated from the outside world. The forest buzzes, the cold wind whistles through the broken windows, creating a mysterious and lonely atmosphere. No one knows who these vehicles belong to or why they were abandoned in this wilderness. They stand like unsolved mysteries, silently watching anyone who dares to trespass into their territory. A chilling sensation envelops everything, sending shivers down the spine of those who pass by. A massive facility nicknamed the Soviet Spaceship. In this facility, hundreds of abandoned vehicles clearly showcase the deterioration of infrastructure and the ravages of time. The Soviet Spaceship is the nickname for a gigantic structure shaped like a spaceship built in the 1980s in Bulgaria. Initially, it was intended to be a bus station, but was later abandoned, leaving many questions about the real reasons behind the project's collapse. Sources suggest that there are multiple reasons for the abandonment of the Soviet spaceship, ranging from a lack of funding to failing to meet necessary safety standards. Elwood's Auto Exchange is a fantastic destination for exploring classic cars. This place boasts an impressive collection of vintage and muscle cars, from classic models to vintage race cars. In addition to showcasing these vehicles, Elwood's Auto Exchange also offers restoration and repair services. Their team of experienced technicians can help you restore your vintage car to its original condition. Moreover, Elwood's Auto Exchange is a hub for classic car enthusiasts. They regularly host events and activities to connect classic car lovers. This is truly an ideal location for anyone wanting to explore and enjoy classic car culture. When you step into Hammond's Auto Exchange, you will be captivated by the beautiful classic cars on display. This is not just a simple business, but a place where Richard Hammond pursues his passion for vintage cars. With dedication and craftsmanship, Hammond puts a lot of effort into restoring and repairing these cars, making them come alive again. At Hammond's Auto Exchange, you can not only admire the stunning classic cars, but also have the opportunity to learn about the history and stories behind them. A treasure trove of 50 classic cars has been found abandoned in a forest in France. This collection includes renowned brands such as Mercedes, Ford, and Peugeot, creating a peculiar car graveyard amidst the trees. Experts estimate the value of this collection could reach millions of euros, with some cars potentially fetching hundreds of thousands of euros each. Many car enthusiasts believe these cars can be restored and brought back to life, bringing special attention to these abandoned treasures. This is an interesting story about starting up and test driving a vintage Moskvich 401 after 26 years of abandonment. The video captures the restoration process of the car, including engine repairs, electrical system work, and interior restoration. After being brought back to life, this Moskvich 401 was compared briefly to a Ford Scorpio in terms of performance and driving feel. This is a fascinating example of revitalizing vintage cars, helping us understand more about the history of the automotive industry and the models that were once produced. A group of explorers made a remarkable discovery in a dense forest. They found over 50 abandoned cars of various makes and ages, from vintage to more modern models. The reasons why these cars were abandoned remain unclear. Some speculate they could be evidence from a crime scene, while others believe they were stolen and dumped in the forest. Notably, the forest where these abandoned cars were found is in a remote location, far from residential areas. The exact location of the forest has not been disclosed to protect the safety of curious individuals. Viewers are led to a mysterious location, an abandoned taxi graveyard. Here, a series of classic taxis are slowly decaying, buried deep in darkness and neglect. Each of these cars has its own story and history, contributing to the allure of this area. The video shows poignant yet vibrant images of these taxis, which are becoming relics of time. This is a journey to explore the mystery and history behind these vintage taxis. You are exploring an abandoned scrapyard in France. This scrapyard is situated amidst a forest and houses over 50 rare and vintage cars, dating back to the 1950s and 1960s, left to decay over many decades. The buildings and vehicles in the scrapyard are in a dilapidated and deteriorated state, creating a bleak and gloomy atmosphere. Nevertheless, it remains a place where rare vintage cars are preserved, each carrying historical stories behind them. Discoveries of classic muscle car stashes have been considered true treasures for collectors and car enthusiasts alike. Models like the Chevelle, Impala, and Camaro, which dominated American streets in the 1960s and 1970s, have been found in barns and remote farms. One of the most impressive stashes was unearthed in Oklahoma, USA, containing up to 39 Chevrolet Camaros, along with many other muscle car models. Additionally, another stash of classic cars in South Dakota is set for auction, featuring 48 vintage cars, including 20 classic Impalas. This is regarded as one of the largest car stashes discovered in recent years. The Salvage Tire Graveyard in Kuwait is a unique and intriguing destination that attracts tourists' attention. Located approximately 20 kilometers north of Kuwait City, this area has naturally formed over the years, with local residents using it to bury used and discarded tires. Charbonnage du Renard is an old coal mine in Belgium. In June 2021, photographer Monica van der Velden discovered this location and found an abandoned garage filled with vintage cars. Van der Velden shared photos and videos of these cars on social media, capturing the attention of many people. However, the origin and reasons why these cars were abandoned remain a mystery. Charbonnage du Renard is an old coal mine in Belgium. In June 2021, photographer Monica van der Velden discovered this location and found an abandoned garage filled with vintage cars. Van der Velden shared photos and videos of these cars on social media, capturing the attention of many people. However, the origin and reasons why these cars were abandoned remain a mystery. This is a truly miraculous discovery. A treasure trove of forgotten Mustangs has been found, containing rare vintage cars. It's indeed an admirable Mustang treasure trove, with these vintage cars unearthed after years of being forgotten. Classic American muscle cars, including the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 and Ford Mustang Mach 1, were once symbols of American power and style. However, on an abandoned car lot in Japan, these cars are now severely deteriorated, left abandoned and in ruins. It's truly a regrettable sight, leaving viewers feeling saddened by the neglect of these iconic classic American cars. As time passes, the cars that once captivated people's hearts now lie silently, forgotten amidst a thick layer of dust and the marks of time. Each abandoned classic car is not just a means of transportation, but a piece of history, carrying with it mysterious stories and memories. Let's embark on a journey to explore the traces of time and the hidden secrets within these abandoned classic cars. When spotting abandoned cars in an open field, many can't help but wonder about the stories behind them. These vehicles may have been left behind for various reasons, such as damage, theft, or simply because the owner no longer wanted to keep them. For some, these abandoned cars in desolate places can even evoke horror stories related to the supernatural. However, regardless of the reason, abandoned cars can pose several issues, such as obstructing traffic and pedestrians, or creating an eyesore with their rusted and damaged appearance. The old cars, just a few of them, stand lonely amidst the desert field. The doors and hoods, peeling and rust-stained, mirror the desolate beauty of time's passage. Bushes grow abundantly around, creeping through the gaps in the metal frames, as if trying to overwhelm the existence of these vehicles. No one remembers the memories once tied to these cars anymore. They are merely relics of a bygone era, silently witnessing the relentless changes of the world. Abandoned in the field, these old cars now serve as a testament to the ravages of time, a metaphor for the endless cycle of life. Let's explore this abandoned car graveyard, home to a treasure trove of classic cars worth over £100,000. These unique vintage cars are neglected and hidden within the car graveyard, waiting to be discovered by classic car enthusiasts and passionate collectors. Each car tells a valuable historical story, with intricate design lines and technology ahead of its time. I was captivated by the nostalgic beauty of these cars and felt the quiet, secluded atmosphere of the abandoned car graveyard. This will undoubtedly be a memorable experience for anyone who loves and is passionate about classic cars. A tour of this abandoned junkyard, filled with classic cars and broken-down vehicles, is sure to be an exciting experience for enthusiasts of historical automobiles. This video provides us with an in-depth look at the junkyard, showcasing vibrant images of cars waiting to be restored and revitalized. The community of classic car lovers has expressed intense interest, eager to learn more about the origins and stories behind these vehicles. This promises to be an excellent location to satisfy the passion for historically rich classic cars. Like an archaeologist discovering a treasure, you step into an area filled with classic cars, a heritage from decades past. Scattered Mustangs and muscle cars lie around, chipped and covered in rust, their alarms softly wailing like the breaths of those who lived before. You feel the call of the past, lost in the mysterious space of these nostalgic vehicles. With each slow step, you explore every corner of this deserted car garden, imagining adventurous journeys, dreams of freedom, and untold stories. This is not just an abandoned car lot, but a treasure trove of valuable memories from bygone decades. It's a haunted village, lying silently amidst the barren desert. Classic cars peek out from between dilapidated buildings, abandoned for many years. No one dares to venture here, as echoes still resound from the desolate streets, as if ghosts are wandering around. The rusted cars lie there like silent demons, waiting for their next prey. Who dares to step into this place, and what heavy price might they pay? Located deep in California's valley, Bodie is one of America's most famous ghost towns. Preserved as a historical museum, Bodie ceased operations in the 1920s following the end of the gold rush. Standing before these classic cars, visitors feel transported to a suspended time, sensing the abandonment and tranquility of a town that once thrived. These cars serve as vivid witnesses to Bodie's glorious past, an indispensable part of its renowned ghost town narrative. Exploring Bodie, the largest and most famous ghost town in the United States, is an experience that never disappoints. Deep within the shadows of Seward Auto Salvage lies a mystery waiting to be uncovered. Amidst heaps of scrap metal and rust, the faded beauty awaits to be brought into the light. Each abandoned car here carries a dramatic tale. It could be a once glorious vehicle reduced to scrap, or perhaps a witness to historical events and the ups and downs of life. Stepping into the world of Seward Auto Salvage feels like entering a mysterious realm where past and present converge, weaving emotional narratives. Talented artists and passionate collectors act as detectives, seeking to revive the hidden values within these cars. A paradise for vintage car enthusiasts indeed. Located in Idaho, USA, this salvage yard is a true giant, boasting over 8,000 classic cars spanning from the 1920s to the 1990s. Established in 1968, this sprawling 120-acre site serves as an outdoor museum featuring a comprehensive array of vehicles from bygone eras. Larry Harms, the owner, dedicated 50 years of his life to building this unparalleled kingdom of classic cars. Legendary models like Ford, Chevrolet, and lesser-known gems such as Hudson and Studebaker are all found here. For those who cherish the unusual and nostalgic beauty, this is truly a heaven on earth. French Lake Auto Parts is indeed a renowned salvage yard, often referred to as a paradise for enthusiasts restoring classic cars. It attracts attention from vintage car lovers and serves as a repository for many unique and rare vehicles. The drone footage capturing the salvage yard provided a unique perspective on the abandoned vehicles within. Cars, trucks, and various vehicles scattered about, covered in dust and rust, depicted a scene of decay and desolation. Twisted metal shells, scattered parts, and broken components tell a story of former dynamism, independence, and freedom, now reduced to lonely relics buried in scrap heaps. On the quiet backroads of New Jersey lies a special place, the junkyard of abandoned vehicles, a scene that leaves a lasting impression. This site attracts curious tourists and passionate photographers alike. Here, you'll be amazed by rows of cars, trucks, even planes, buses, and various machinery strewn about like a graveyard of bygone vehicles. Forgotten, rusted, and covered in dust, these abandoned relics create a surreal and unique landscape that is hard to find elsewhere. It truly is a fascinating destination for those who love exploration and capturing moments of serene, forgotten beauty. Hidden away in the shadows of Tbilisi, Georgia, lies a mysterious collection of abandoned cars. These once valuable vehicles, cherished possessions of their owners, now quietly lie there, awaiting discovery. The story behind this collection remains elusive, fueling curiosity and a desire for deeper understanding. These abandoned cars seem to recount tales of contrasting destinies. From luxury and high value to being forgotten, did these cars once roam busy streets or stand as pride for wealthy owners? Their stories now fade into obscurity, leaving behind an air of mystery within this collection of abandoned vehicles. In a corner of the city where time seems to have stood still, Baxter's huge classic junkyard stands as a treasure trove filled with vintage cars awaiting explorers and dreamers alike. Here, hundreds of trucks, semis, and other transport vehicles lie scattered, waiting to be revived. The weathered truck beds, sun-faded under the hot sun, perhaps once transported goods across the country. The weathered wooden cabins and scratched fenders still affirm their strength from decades past. Stepping into this salvage yard feels like entering a world of its own, where these old vehicles become classical artworks, awaiting the revival of memories and a rebirth in the future. So together, we have explored the mysterious and poignant stories behind abandoned vintage cars. Each car is a testament to time, carrying within it historical imprints and unforgettable memories. Hopefully, through this video, you have felt some of the beauty and value of these vintage cars, whether they are forgotten or covered in dust over the years. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on future interesting videos. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey. See you in the next videos.